Hello everyone and welcome to Accounting for Foreigners. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Iskra Kirilova and I'm a founder and a manager of Crystal Account Consulting, a company that is providing accounting and tax consulting services in Bulgaria. Those ones who follow my videos know that each Wednesday I publish a new video and I pick up the topics based on your questions to me. Feel free to ask the questions you are interested in. Thanks for all your questions and comments. And if you find the info might be useful also for someone else, please share the videos. Last time I started to tell you about the distribution of the company profit because, as we all know, the main purpose of any business is to ensure a profit for its shareholders, so that the shareholders can generate some income out of this activity. That income could be under different form, as a different type of remuneration for the shareholders, management contract, labor contract, shareholders remuneration for his own labor contribution into the company activity, and etc. But all those types of remunerations have one thing in common. They are any type of personnel costs of your company. And the bigger company costs reflect into lower company profit, and vice versa. The other source of income for the shareholder is not any remuneration, but instead only dividend from the distribution of the company profit. Last time I made a comparison between both variants and how they affect the company financial result, and explained to you that depending on the aims, you can choose one or another variant despite they have the same result as money in your private bank account. The point where I stopped last time was the following question. Well, in case with shareholders remuneration, I would obtain a regular monthly income each month, while in case with the dividend, I will get just dividend as one whole amount after the closing of the financial year and calculating the financial result, and it is not okay with me. And as I told you, there is a legal way. Everything is a matter of calculation and purposes. And this way is so-called advance dividend. What is the meaning of this thing, advance dividend, you would ask? So here I'm going to explain you more. The concept and the situation with the dividend in general is the following. The dividend is paid up to the amount of the profit from the current year plus the retained earnings for the previous years. In order for dividend to be paid, there must be a decision taken on a shareholders meeting and an approved annual financial report. What exactly is an advance dividend? Behind this concept lies more advantageous form for receiving amounts from partners and shareholders in capital companies, such as a limited liability company, joint stock company, etc., compared to receiving them as a personal income. The dividend is paid up to the amount of the profit from the current year plus the retained earnings for the previous years. In order for a dividend to be paid, there must be a decision of the shareholders and an adopted annual financial report according to the regulations of the Commercial Act in Bulgaria. It is not a problem to take the decisions in questions more than once a year. Newly registered companies may not pay dividends in the first year of operation, and the companies with accumulated losses for the current or previous years are also not entitled to pay dividends. These losses may be non-monetary, like depreciation, impairment of assets, loss of uninsured assets, etc., and may not even be tax deductible. That means that the company has an accounting loss but a taxable profit. The commercial law deprives companies with sufficient cash to pay amounts to the partners, shareholders, under the form of dividends and forces them to pay them amounts as a personal income, which is the subject of taxation to, at least with social contributions that are significantly higher than the dividend tax. The Commercial Act does not allow the payment of so-called advance dividend, and such a concept does not exist in the law. In practice, however, the company may distribute a dividend in violation of the Commercial Act provisions. The law does not foresee any administrative penalties or fines for such an action. The Commercial Act does not even foresee any type of liability for managers or directors who have ordered the payment of so-called illegal dividend, neither foresees any penalties for partners and shareholders who have voted for such a payment. The regulations of the Commercial Act even allow bona fide shareholders to legally withhold illegally paid dividends. So, only creditors, counterparties, and employees could seek for legal liability from managers and directors if they consider the payment of an unlawful dividend affects their interest. In case the interests of the above persons are not violated, meaning that the company is in principle a fair debtor of its loans to its commercial counterparties and to its employees, no legal claims could be expected from these persons. The National Revenue Agency is not the body that monitors the implementation of the requirements of the commercial law, nor does this and has the authority to impose administrative penalties and fines on it. In fact, the Commercial Act provides penalties only for 3 minor violations. The competent body that can charge them is the registry agency and not the National Revenue Agency. Therefore, the consequences in case of violation of Commercial Act, in which there is a damaged interest of another person, are only a possible filing of a lawsuit, but not a fine by the state, except in the above 3 minor cases, and of course if other tax laws are not violated. The only possible consequence is for the shareholders who are legal entities and not individuals who receive the dividend, and that will be only that they will have to be to recognize this dividend received as a tax income of the company that receives the dividend. In view of the above, it is preferable to pay such a type of dividend, advance dividend, only to individuals and to provide amounts to legal entities in form of allowance. In this case, the interest income accrued to the lender will be offset by the interest expense accrued to the borrower, which will lead to zero tax effect for the group. After the end of the financial year, it will be possible to distribute a legitimate dividend and to set off the loan obligation between the companies. Hope the above info is helpful for you. And remember, before you do whatever, my clear advice to you is to share your intentions with your legal and accounting consultants, because, as they say, the devil is hiding into the details. You can get in touch with me too. I will be glad to help you with the accounting and consulting services my company provides. You can reach me on the email, on the website, via the Facebook or LinkedIn page of Crystal Account Consulting and my personal ones. Also on my YouTube channel Accounting for Foreigners. Feel free to subscribe and to follow all the videos I am uploading each week. Your questions and comments are welcomed and appreciated, so please do not hesitate to ask, to get in touch with me, and I'll do my best to answer you all. Thanks for watching this video. For all your questions, comments, and shares, till next Wednesday, stay fine, stay tuned, and see you!